It was good. So we're coming in here with reading number two. Reading number two of the day. Again, it's clear that I'm gonna have to figure
Hello
out a
and
way
welcome.
get these videos actually going because the lives don't seem to reach. Lives don't seem to be reaching. But I ain't here for that. I'm here for just the actions and the do. So let's just keep doing it. So, all right, there we go. Okay, so here we got a love reading. I'm gonna give it some time just in case some people actually decide to join. But whatever. Like I said, we got a love reading going on. And in this love reading, our main focus is today at least is going to be to deliver the message as a story. We're going to use Mystic Bees, Twin Flames, Conversations and Secrets. I'm hoping that enough of the information that I've been expressing as of late can be clear, just because I do understand the lessons and I can hopefully bring you a more clear message. I'm going to go through all the cards again and see what this lover has on the brain. With that being said, let's start the yap. I really ain't got much to yap about just for the simple fact that I've already done a reading. And the more readings I do, the less I yap just because I'll be talking during the readings. But that being said, I'm pretty excited. Oh,
Systems. Trust. Universe. Shall bring this
accept.
feed to this channel when it's widely practice.
This channel here that I'm listening to, which I've been listening to ever since I found them, it's been amazing. This is Healing and Beyond Reiki. It's one of the best that I've seen, and he just popped up. So I always got to go with the flow of life.
Need to do on same seven. Let's begin.
So, okay, I think that's enough time. So, and that's enough yapping. I ain't really yap like I said. So, yeah, let's talk about these twin flames. Not necessarily twin flames, just whatever is on your mind, whatever lover. Oh, just a side note. Remember, with my readings, I read upright, I read reversals, I also read diagonals. Diagonals mean a lot to me, especially when they're coming from a specific place, especially when they're over a certain card. And then when the cards are horizontal like this, these are loops to me. So it's always a half over here, top bottom. It's always a half, left right. It's always a half, top bottom. It's always a half, left right. So these are partials. There's always two things happening, but it's only half of those things. This is the uh, half angle identity principle in trigonometry. So those of you who want the more scientific side to why I view the world that way, it's because of the math, bro. Math makes this reality real. So let's get started. So let me get a little prayer in and we get going on this card. Actually, I'm sorry. We're gonna have to wait. I was called to cleanse this space. So I'm gonna cleanse this space with some smoke. I'm gonna cleanse this space with some audio. Sorry if that hurt your ears. I should have warned you. Okay. Just cleanse it with
To
smoke. I don't
remind
need
you,
nothing else.
it's worthy, abundance, luck, good fortune is your birthright.
Okay, so cleanse this out just a little bit, just a little bit. Let's do some little breathing, I guess. Let's breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe in some more, breathe in some more. Hold it, breathe in some more. Hold it, feel it, feel it, feel it. Push it from the abs. Good
This
job.
sounds great. Hey, I don't even want this.
So
Oh my,
let's get going. I feel a lot better with that already in this smoke. Cleanses out just a little bit more, but just for right now. I hope y'all doing good, man, and I hope y'all like this consistency. I'm gonna be throwing out some coaching videos today as well. So we have all of these readings gonna come as soon as I can in the morning. Do some speaking and talking about some stuff later, and then I'll just do the reality shit afterwards. But seen this card multiple times, healing. Whatever is going on in this situation, there's healing. I don't think there's reconciling, but I just think there's healing. Okay. So as things are healing, we can change. And as things are changing, we can become more of the same or less of the same. Okay, I'm gonna also be using a tarot deck. I don't know which one yet. They're both kind of calling to me, saying pick me. But we'll see once we get going with this.
And you know,
Sure. All right. Okay, let's put this out. Okay. Sorry about all these noises. 7 minutes still. Talk a little bit. All right. Okay. When I split the deck, we got my deception to you was my fall from grace, my love. How can you still love me? And it's because of a distorted feminine. So let me just give you a little 411 on this real quick. Um, I finally posted a video about my own situations and my own growth and changes, right? And then I started talking about it in the previous. Then I started mentioning about how um, you know, there's people around who I think about and shit and I help and do things for. And I've been noticing these trends. And then finally, I just watched the reading from what's her name? Sorry, I gotta find this because she's one of my favorite readers, and her name is drawing a blank right now. I'm gonna get her name. Goddess Energy. Okay, so Goddess Energy just put a video losing this person
energy.
or losing you is this person's karma. And the fact that these two popped out right here, that's what I've been feeling. So like in my last reading, this is a love reading, but my last couple of readings again, I've been showing how like the past has oh, I know which ones to use. Sorry. But I know the past has been like coming up again, transformed and brand new. And unfortunately for some people, that is a problem for them because all the things that they knew then, they really can see it now. And it sucks because they've done things to create to burn the bridges. And it's all been energetic, which is worse because if these these people are speaking and teaching on energies, then they got to understand how energies permeate through the realities too. I don't think they understand it that well, but I think they know it well enough to manipulate them, change them, and do them. Damn, there's more traffic and shit in the video than me.
Joey's
But what I'm saying is that people are, the world is changing and people are in the change. And in this change that people are in, a lot of people are receiving karma, the things that they did in the past,
petitions in Washington against the families.
for the simple fact that they aren't doing the things that they should have done. They should have done certain things. They should have gone through the trials and tribulations. They should have, but they didn't. And so because they didn't, they're in the situation that they are in right now. And in that situation that they're in right now, they're longing, they're wanting, they're wishing, they're praying, they're regretting, they're all of those things. And for me, I'm not just gonna choose any just like person because I know most of the people who's ever dealt with me has regretted their decisions. And that's easy for me to understand because I've seen them. I've seen them regret this shit and I've seen their lives get worse. And sometimes people say your life is worse, but it's not because it got better on the internal. So this is that five of pentacles energy versus the five of cups energy. And a lot of people don't know that, but once they start to see it through the time cycles of their lives, then it might start to make more sense. But without further ado, let's get going. I already did this. Okay. What is the overall energy for this love story? Karmic lessons is at the bottom. I don't really normally start off like that, but that's the case. The first card has said, how can you still love me after all the bullshit? Well, for me, it's because I don't want to. It's just because I do. I just do. So shut up. And that's it. At the end of the day, I just do. And I don't always have to be around the people that I love. Shit. I still love my mama and my daddy, and they fucking tried to take me out. So it's like, yeah, I still got love almost. See, this one is harder because I just don't want to give a fuck, but at the same time, part of me do. And so I love my brother still, but then my adopted brother, that nigga's questionable because again, it's everybody's personal actions. And he was closer to me than anybody in my mind because again, we're like twins from another mother. That's how I felt. But you know, people live their life and make their choices and do their thing. So can't fault them, but I got a little bit of love for him. Got a lot of love for my parents still. But I don't fuck with y'all. You're dead. I'm dead. I was supposed to be dead. Just, again, I'm dead. Same thing with this love situation. If you're going to decide that you don't want to be with me, cool. I'm dead to you. That situation is over. That energetic body, that emotional body has deceased. It has dissipated, it's been re-transformed and converted into something else. Circle of life. Cow died, the grass grew. That's the energy. You can't make a cow from the grass anymore. So we are meant to be, and that I've always known. So this person already knew, but maybe they just wanted to play you. Let's see what this overall energy is healing. Again, this should keep coming out. So that's good. This person is healing. You're healing. This love story is healing, but that don't mean you reconcile. This is the jumper. The jumper says, I bury myself in work so I don't think about you. Makes a lot of sense because, again, that's what I've been doing. That's probably what you've been doing. So let's see. Bury myself in work so I don't think about you. Eye contact was when I knew you found me. I wasn't ready. I thought I had more time, so I ran. This reminds me of a situation where a person knew everything instantly and then they sabotage. That's the kind of energy this card is giving. Oh, this motherfucker is great. Look, think of a little kid in the classroom. Damn, I like her. I'm gonna go hit her. Oh, why you make me cry? Shut up. I like it. That's why. That's the energy that I'm getting from this. What else do we have? When you call out to me, I I can feel you. So when you're thinking about this person, talking about this person, they get triggered. They get a sensation. They get a sense that something is happening. Whether it's good or bad, I don't know. It depends on that person because all you do is just push the button. Whatever happens when the button gets pushed, that's not up to you. I don't like being without you. So that person likes your energy around them, but they don't know how to handle it on the physical. I feel like I'm chasing the wind. I'm tired and I'm torn because this person has not addressed the transition of the energies from the etherical world into the three-dimensional world. This person doesn't seem like they believe in time that much, but it's been nothing but time. And so, as a person, if you're waiting on this person, then you got to understand that that time that you've been waiting, that shit is valuable. You know it. They don't. So they gotta value the time where you're not waiting or not around where they can't get you or they gotta wait a new lifetime. That sucks because that is karma that they're trying to attach to you when you already are releasing it. So don't force anything. If this person still wants to hang on, let them hang on. But they'll eventually get moved out of your life if they're not supposed to be there if you continue to maintain your energy clearing. Keep clearing your energy. Keep holding out for your own self to grow into more parts of yourself, and then learn to move forward with that open space so you can move in different places. When I hurt you, I hurt myself, of course, because you realize that you just healed. When this person hurt you, they you just healed. And then they realize that they hurt you on purpose and they had to heal from that. But then they have to look at you and the harm that they caused and they got to heal from that. And then they got to watch you heal yourself and they got to heal from that. So it's like trying to sabotage yourself, trying to sabotage somebody else, all just to hurt everybody. Three of Swords. Being emotionally unavailable is starting to drain me. And that's the main key that I was referring to in the last love reading. This person is probably around people who do not vibe with emotions because they are stuck in either their mind, their body, or their spirit. I'm desiring things, I'm thinking of things, or I'm doing things. These are all the distractions of the work that takes us away from our emotions, which is why people say find a place that helps you emote, which is why I was a teacher. A teacher, you get emotionally charged and riled up all the time. There are up to 35, 40 people in that classroom, each with their own individual means of living and surviving and thriving. You cannot control everybody. So the best thing is to control yourself, but that doesn't mean you won't get triggered. I mean, just imagine a person telling you, no, I don't want to do it, when all you're trying to do is help them do something that you will learn in the future. So I cut kids off in the classroom. I used to cut them the fuck off because if I spent so much time, if I setting up the environment to where it's super conducive to helping you, and then you decide that you don't want the help, you don't need the help, and then you're going to now distract other kids who want the help, whose parents want them to get the help, and then you want to try to act nice. No, you mean nothing to me. Don't ask me. I'm going to do all the standard shit for you. You get none of my time. I've already tried to give it. You said, fuck you. I don't want it. I hate it. Blah, blah, blah. You get no more. That is being unavailable. This person was unavailable to the learning and what was being presented to them initially. But now when they feel bad and they say, well, maybe I should, all my friends are doing the work. But no, again, so now that begins to drain them. It drains them because they know their own actions and mistakes, and now they have stress and worry and an internal emotional body constantly trying to discern and figure out what the solution is to fix the shit, fix the situation, but fix the sitch. but then they can't because you're not allowing it in the physical world. So they have twice the amount of energy, you, whether that's mentally, emotionally, but then they don't have a physical outlet to allow that to come through because it's been declined and blocked. So if you got this person on block, just understand that you're about to block them emotionally too by not even blocking them any longer. You're letting that go and you're showing that person that you love them still, but I ain't got time for you. Why? Because you didn't have time for me. And what that looks like is a standard operating procedure. If you just say hello to strangers, you would just say hello to strangers. If this person wants to come up to you and be like, hey, let's talk. What's going on? You're gonna be like, hey, what's up? Gotta go. Like you're just not gonna give it any time more than any other stranger. And that's how lovers and friends become strangers again. This is not the end. We will cross paths again someday. Again, yeah, we are. I'm gonna let you. But we're just going to be strangers conversing, just regular people in society, people interacting. I know I messed up everything. Is it too late? Well, that's up to you for you to decide. But for me, I understand that it's probably too late for these people. The reason why is because look, you're at the last suture of this healing. You're literally about to pluck it off. You're done. Why would you let this tender, soft area of yourself, why would you let that be harmed again? Yesterday, we talked about how we're putting ourselves together again with the needle, same exact way as in Jack Skellington Day. So you got to start to appreciate yourself a lot more. The fact that you are healed without them, even though you left space to heal with them. Now that space for them is coming back to you. Why? Because you've done it by yourself and you were realizing that it was by your low soul with the space in between. That's the key. Telepathically communicating with you, your soul always knows what to say because you guys were connected at the emotional body. And because the emotional body houses all the mind, all the body, and all the fire, aka the spirit, the emotions are being delivered, but it's delivering one of those three or a combination of them. And because combinatory aspects are more complex, just like complex numbers and math, the idea is you've always known what this person needed. You've always known that. The problem is they did not know that they needed it from you. Girl, you can go ahead and fuck any dude if you want to, but it won't be your dude that you want. You'll never be satisfied. It might feel good, but it won't be satisfied. Dude, you can go get all the money in the world, but if you don't have the right people to spend it on, you still search for more money because that's the only passion that you have, spending it on yourself to acquire maybe more. So these are non-emotional things, but they come down to an emotional seed, which is we get money to spend money. We have sex and pleasure to procreate, but at the same expense of the getting money and procreation, you have to understand the process. A love child versus a bastard child is what we can say. So getting money the ethical way versus not. These little things, man, are emotional moralities that we are all referring to in this game called life. Our souls already know each other, don't they? It's our bodies that's new. There's still work to do on both sides. I don't believe so. I believe that this person is delusional and thinking that's the case because they haven't met you or they haven't met you recently. They are still stuck in the karmic lesson. Notice the masculine energy has flowers, the feminine energy has a spiked bat, not just a bat, it is spiked. That's double bad. But again, because this is the Ace of Cups for me, This is the Ace of Cups. Both of these energies of masculine and feminine is in one cup, but this person is still beating down a version of themselves. I think they don't know how to receive love. I got a yellow butterfly and a bumblebee, honeybee. But this person does not have the ability to contain this feminine energy within them and then use it in a healthy manner. In other words, they're still beating themselves down, which means if you are a man going to this woman, she will just beat you down because that's what the woman or feminine energy inside of her do. Whether it's to you, whether it's to her, whether it's to her mom, whether it's to her cousin, whether it's to her friends, this is just what they do because this is what they do to themselves. Now, if it was roles we flipped, same thing here. If a guy's only has flowers, right? And then let's say she had flowers, that would be a loving, giving exchange. But if he had the bat and she had the flowers, again, it will be the same action. He can't give you any love because the only thing that he would have would be the what? The bat. So it is us understanding that this person is really reflecting right now because the overall energy is healing. I think you're farther along than this person on their healing path, which is why the fact that they're trying to make up these things to justify their actions of the old. If you're not too long, I will wait for you all my life. That is what they're telling themselves and reaffirming to themselves. But at the end of the day, it's them. If their healing isn't going to take that long, guess what? I'll wait. But for you, you said the door is always open, bro. But that doesn't mean you're going to get what you want. That doesn't mean the house is going to be like it was when you left. The door is available though. And that's how I used to treat the kids. I'm always open to help you. But bro, if you don't want to help you, I'm not going to force you. Fuck you. My job is to teach. And if you don't want to learn, you will not learn. Cool. Do it by yourself. I'm not here to force you. So that is a good energy to be in. It's space being left over. It's been open. I like to call this the space in between. The space in between is what we call a placeholder in math. That placeholder is not the same thing as a place value. A placeholder holds value in different places. This is significant figures if you don't know what I'm talking about. That's a high school term. So we just call it ones, tens, thousands, hundreds, and thousands and shit. Before that, in eighth grade, we start calling these things planes, Cartesian planes, or x-axis, y-axis, z-axis, shit like that. We started naming these things, but we're occupying places and spaces. I've traveled the universe, tripping over stars to find you, which has been a heavy burden. That sucks. So they've been traveling across the world or universe, tripping over stars just to find you, just to bring you a burden of their heart. They didn't address anything as they're doing their travels. They're just dragging that shit along. It was my fault, but because of my pride, I blamed you. And then they started stalking. Yeah, this person again is self-sabotage. And the people you would never expect to do things like this are the ones who's actually doing shit like this. Is because they have to put on a persona for the people around them, opposed to putting on a persona upon for themselves. This energy is the main one who's in this energy. So the feminine energy is the one who's really doing this. Whether you're a man or a woman, again, if you are a water sign dominant person or earth sign dominant person, you are the feminine energy. you're an air sign dominant person or if you're a fire sign dominant person, you are the masculine energy. If you have major planets, masculine planets, that supersedes your generic understanding. But that is in location, that's houses or places, like I was just describing. So, to give you an example, I have Jupiter in my 10th house. So, anytime I'm doing anything in the world, I come off extremely masculine, extremely machismo. Why? Because the 10th house is what? It's ruled by Capricorn, a feminine energy, right? But no, not mine. Mine is Leo. And so Leo is that big, grandiose fire energy. But then I have Jupiter in it, the biggest fire planet that we can possibly have. Expansive. So I come off very, very and a masculine energy, very, very strongly. Like I walk fast when I'm focused. I look like I got places to go, things to do. But again, I'm built upon the feminine energy. Most of my chart is earth and water. So what I'm showing you is that these slight changes are things that you understand when you take the time to learn yourself. When you take the time to understand yourself and you don't deny anything in this world because it's all you. And as you don't deny it, but then you appropriately organize it and put it in the right category, you create a space to heal. Again, going back to the classroom example, if I got a kid who just won't shut the fuck up, I'm gonna notice that. I'm gonna recognize it. I'm gonna look at the time frames when they won't shut up, and then I'm gonna give that person a job to where they need to talk. You're gonna be our talker. If you a kid who just can't sit the fuck down, and if you want to always go and travel and visit people, perfect. You're gonna be my paper passer outer. Come pass out these papers, go pass them back. Get the chance to talk to everybody. And guess what? Now that person doesn't feel bad. They don't feel confined. They don't feel restricted. They feel free. They actually feel more free because they have the job to do, AKA a purpose. Because they have a purpose, they now can enact that purpose. And because we created a space for that purpose to be enacted, that place can now be valued. And so a lot of kids in my fourth grade class valued that class because we always had jobs. We always had things to do. So in this case, this person, they have not tapped into this empress energy or this feminine side to them. They must be super masculine, this person, or come off that way. I think they are super masculine, and meaning that they're more so air and fire signs, and they don't have many prominent things to make them receiving, which is why they can't see themselves, it's why they can't heal themselves, which is why they search outside of themselves for healing. Time, it's a waiting game, right? But it's time. So it says, please don't lose faith. But what are you losing faith in? In the waiting? The time is three-dimensional. And because the time is three-dimensional, it's the fourth dimension, but inside of the fourth, it's three different dimensions to understand of time. We already know of two in the physical. The third one is the non-physical. Matrix algebra and matrix C algebra is how you can understand this further. But when you have the waiting game, attached to this empress. This is like them asking you to wait for them to become the empress, wait for them to mature the feminine energy so they can be balanced within their own selves and they can present to you. But the problem is that you've already done that for yourself and they don't want to ask you for help. And that's the point of you being in union. I don't need to ask my masculine side to help out my feminine side. They are already a team within me. Everything that we do in each present moment is to affirm and reaffirm our union and togetherness as the single me. That is the problem. This person needs you, and they don't want to need you because you didn't need them. But the only reason why you didn't need them is because they forced you not to have them. And then when you didn't have them, you still left space for them, which means you still allowed them to help you. They didn't. They didn't leave a space. They didn't leave a space. They materialized it, and then they turned it into a burden. This is the luggage that people bring. Instead of throwing away all the clothes, I'm not going to have, I'll just wear the same clothes all the time. They said, no, I'm going to take this suitcase and I'm going to travel with this suitcase always. Could have got a backpack, could have brought a purse or some shit, but nope. They decided to get the suitcase and now they're lugging this suitcase all around. Whereas you said, fuck it, clothes will come. So that's the big difference that I'm seeing with this energy, even though it's just getting started. This person needs to practice what they preach in the inverse manner. If you always helping adults, go start helping some kids. If you work with kids, go work with some adults. If you do service-based industry, stop it and do some sell-based product industry. If you code, stop coding and go draw. My soul cries for you. It doesn't, it cries for itself mostly because you are being a reflection of them. So when they say you, they're talking about that other side of you or them. They put boundaries up on the masculine energy within themselves and they put boundaries up on the feminine energy within themselves. And so because they have boundaries within themselves, their soul is just crying. And they're crying for the whatever the opposite energy is for you. So they're the feminine, that means their soul is crying for the masculine, but it's actually crying for the masculine within them. If you are the masculine and you have that feminine energy already in you, and so that person's soul is going to be crying out for the masculine too, even though it's a male. But again, females enacting masculine energy looks different. Males enacting masculine energy looks different. Same thing when females enact feminine energy, it looks different. When masculines enact feminine energy, it looks different. But when this person and this person enact themselves, we can see which one of those energies are more dominant or being expressed more frequently at that current time. Okay. Growing pains hurt the most or hurt the worst. Growing pains hurt the worst. I'm reaping what I've sown. So they're finally starting to accept that no pain, no gain. But the problem is they put so much pain on themselves, on the situation, on each other, that they don't understand that they're in this shit by themselves right now. So they got to start to accept all things around them and receive help from all areas because your subconscious mind is constantly trying to give you feedback. If you are aware, then you can call it conscious awareness and you can be present in that moment. If you're unaware, then we can call that unconscious movements, and then it's still in the present moment. So the idea is how can you take these two different things and then not only take those two things, not only identify those two things, not only observe those two things, but how can we coax them to work together? Not to be different, to be together. I can't st- I can't stand the thoughts of you with anyone else. That's their own thought. That's their own imagination, right? Right? So instead of them saying, I can't stand the thoughts of you with anybody else, I can't stand the fact that I let you go. Again, that's really what they mean because, again, they wouldn't have thoughts of you being with other people if they would have held on to you. Please don't lose faith. Again, lose faith in what? The ability for this person to change, for the growth, to heal. You've never lost faith in them, but maybe you lost faith in the connection. That's cool to me because again, you can develop a different kind of connection. But there's been no faith lost. I'm longing for a part of myself that I'm running from. Exactly. That is the feminine energy on the karmic card having a bat as a gift. Not only a bat, but they decided to take the time to put in nails into that bat. So double duty, vicious, ensuring the pain, ensuring the death. Why? Well, one of the first cards we split up the deck on was the distorted feminine. Some feminine energy cultivated their feminine energy to be harmful, hurtful, and hateful. And that's what they're running from. Of course, the masculine energy is the runner, but it's running from their own selves. The fact that the feminine only has a weapon, that sucks. I can hear people through this. Can y'all hear me still? I hope y'all can, but hopefully I can just concentrate my voice a little bit more. Or we can hear the whole world. Oh shit. Hit everything, but we're gonna try to rock it just a little bit lower. Just a little bit lower. I'm sorry for taking you and your giving heart for granted. They missed all the shit that you would do. They missed all the energy that you would provide. That was what they didn't have. All the things that they didn't have, you was able to give it to them. All of that feminine energy that they disrespected because they didn't know how to respect the feminine energy within them. Maybe they didn't have respectable feminine energies around them. Doesn't matter to me. What matters is what is cultivated. Just like a student in the classroom. Doesn't matter who your teacher was before, what you knew before, what do you know now, and how do you find out the differences between then and now? So you can understand the differences between now and later. I'm not going to be a teacher always, but I want you to understand certain things that you can take to your next teachers and continue to grow and get better for your own education. Same thing here. I want you to continue to grow so you can find the things that will help you along your own feminine energy healing. But you have to start to appreciate those things outside of yourself so you can practice appreciating the things within yourself. So then you can start to see how yourself gives to itself. So then you can see how it gives to others. And if you're already a giver of others, you got to understand that there's a second way to give. And that's normally a way that you might not be completely aware of. That's cool. But if you are harmful to yourself, you'll always run away from that part and you'll never be able to get a full, deep understanding. This person is stalking you. This person not just stalking you. I think this person is stalking the energies around you more so than you. And when they're seeing that they can't see anything outside of just the healing, it probably makes them feel a certain way. How do they feel as they stalk? How do they feel as they're stalking? Each lifetime, each dimension, I'm running and hiding. I'm shameful. I am full of regret. I let you carry us on your own strength. I'm so honored. They're because they're your biggest fan, man. That sucks. This person loves you so much, and they just feel like they can't. But the simple solution was if they would have just loved you and let you love them, they would have learned. So now they're stalking to see how much they can learn, and because they admire your strength, right? All the attempts at destroying you just because again the feminine energy had a weapon, all the harm and damage that they put on you, they saw how strong you was. They saw you just put yourself back together like what the fuck. And guess what? It makes them love you because just like a 2-year-old throwing a temper tantrum. Yeah, I don't like this shit right now, but that's my baby. I'll beat my baby ass if I need to get him shut the fuck up, or as black moms would say, you want me to give your ass something to cry for? So that's what this person is feeling like. It's like nothing that I do would stop this person from loving me. I love you so much because you let me just be me. Again, it's coming off as a real immature energy. My heart cried out for you. My soul waited for you, but you couldn't hear me because you couldn't hear yourself. We are meant to be, and that I've always known, but you couldn't hear the parts of you that was crying out to you. Stop. Drop the weapon. Huh? Blah! Now that I'm thinking about it, was that really the right approach? That's the only thing that I know. What could I have done differently? Doesn't matter. Everything was still done. Anxiety upon the karmic lessons with this union. The anxiety in the union, these things are damn near the same. Same color scheme and everything. The only difference is anxiety has one person, union has two. This person is needing to unionize with themselves. I can't make it more clear. When these two lessons are learned within this person, because this is giving this person anxiety, they will find out that they can be unified. Drop the flowers, drop the weapon, and just hold on to each other. That's all. You only need each other. But this is in this one person, right? You already have this within yourself. You know you got your. I don't need to offer anything outside of who I am and what I be. This galaxy versus this galaxy versus that galaxy. Spiral galaxy versus what you call an elliptical or just gaseous space. These are spirals. When we're looking at this information, we have to know that the anxiety that they're carrying from thinking deeply, it is really stemming simply from the fact that they are reflecting. As they reflect, they don't know how to put these things together because they don't know how to lose. This person is very, very adamant on winning, but obviously it's not a good position for them. What are they winning if they're losing you? You left, but you never thought of them as being gone or, without you. You were not there, but you held space for that person. And look, that space got filled up, but then it got closed out or it's sutured down. That's a problem for them because now they got to do the same thing. You raised the bar. So now they need to raise the bar further with themselves. But they can't even put down their weapons or their gifts or their manipulation or whatever. They can't put it down. I hate that I love you so much. And that's probably the problem right there. Embrace the fact that you love somebody so much without even fucking questioning it, just like you would do if it was manifesting. You got to understand that that belief is going to just heal you. So stop hating the fact that you love them so much, even though they keep fucking you over. Stop that. Love the fact that they are still there through the good and the bad. Know the fact that they're still there, that even though this kid doesn't want to learn from me today, take that masculine energy. They might change their mind tomorrow. And that's what it means to be mature. To be the mature adult in the situation is to accept things on a moment to moment, day to day basis. We're human though, so of course we're going to be mad. Like me, my last classes that I had, my second hour was the worst. First hour was great. First hour was great. Second hour was the worst out of all the classes, and then my third hour was the best out of all the classes. So it's pretty hard. It's pretty hard to go from one to the next with the same emotions. But I would express those things and I would do things and I would show them how to do things to transmute that energy. So When second hour would piss me off because it was just a bunch of degenerates who didn't want to do shit. I understood them. But when third hour came around, I'll let her know, hey, second hour was okay today. We good. Hey, I'm super fucking angry right now. Second hour made me so mad. Let's all do some push-ups. And then we laugh, do some push-ups and joke, and then we transmute that energy. This person just screaming that they hate that they love you so much is just giving them more anxieties because they're just not focusing on the love. They're not seeing the hate. The hate is the weapons and the flowers. The love is the union. They just need to accept. It's okay. It's okay to be in love with your ex still as you're moving away from your ex. It's healthy because the time that you spent with that person needs to be equal and opposite to the time without. But if you understand absolute values, the negative three and the positive three are absolutely just three digits. It's just three, whether that's three to the left or three to the right, but there are six spaces in between. And so if we look at it as a way to double that absolute or square it or see it as twofold, then all the hate that you have, the I hate that I love you so much can also be flipped that I love that I hate you so much. That's why you don't want to see it from that point of view because you're stuck in the absolute. And if you're in the absolute, you're not able to appreciate the two differences. So that means you're going to enact the hatred over the love, or you're going to enact the love for the hatred over one another. You're in a loop. They need to be separate. Negative numbers on the left, positive numbers on the right. The zero or the thing that balances them in the middle, that is what unifies them both. That space, that placeholder that we can put value into. And that value can come either on the negative side or to the left direction, or it can go to the positive side to the right direction. But that's it. It's just directions. It's not being negative or being positive. We look at that in a different way. We need to. If you don't know, we call these vectors in eighth grade. And then you get to vector calculus in high school. These are directional flows of amounts of things. So the amount of hate that they have for the amount of love that they have, that's just all inside of them, bro. They're literally talking. I fucking hate that I love you so much, but you love me anyway. Ha ha ha. Well, I'm gonna fucking hurt you because you just won't let me leave. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. It's always you. It's always you. You did this to me. You're stopping me from doing this. I'm gonna hurt you because you just stopping. But I just want to love you. I don't want to love you as much as I love you. Wow, I'm gonna hurt you. Do you love me as much now? I'm gonna always love you. Fuck you. I'm gonna still love you. Why do you love me when I hate you? Why do you love me when I hurt you? That's what they want to say. Doesn't matter. I'm here to love you. So that's the type of conversations that this person is having. That's the type of anxieties that's being produced, all because they can't accept the fact that they love something so much. But if it was their dog, they wouldn't have a problem with it. But you know why a lot of women like dogs? It's because they can control them. Same thing with kids. You have something you can control. So if I'm angry, I can justify my anger and then say, I just love you. Whoop your ass, but I love you. It's for your own good. My emotions are like an angry sea. These waves consume me. I'm drowning. The anger that I was just expressing, right? Why do you love me? I'm just here to love you. I'm hurting you. I want to kill you. I want to stop you. Ah, it won't stop the love, though. If only you knew how much you meant to me. This person does know, or you know how much this person loves you, but they can't accept how much they love you first. which is why they can't tell you, and which is why I can't talk about it. And because I can't talk about it, they're in their mind making up shit. It's just them with themselves over here. It's clear. This person is in a loop of their own selves. I replay our conversations over and over in my head. Should have said this or should have said that. Why did I say this? How come I didn't say that? Oh my God, I can't believe I did that. These things, but you can't go back. You have to accept them. And you got to take them and move them forward and then try again in a new place. Third grade teacher said, you talk too much. You need to shut up. Do not answer the questions. Blah, blah, blah. You've done enough. Fourth grade teacher says, you have a microphone. Whenever you say something, we will stop and listen unless it's me teaching. If I'm up teaching, don't bother me. But if we not, here's a microphone. Talk to your heart's content. And then it encourages other people to do the same. Again, this is me actually teaching in the classroom. This is real life experiences. And it's because how do you think that little kid felt when I told him that? After they told me what they said. I was told to be quiet and not talk in third grade. And now I have you as a fourth grade teacher and you require me to talk? You gave me a microphone? You let me speak whenever? Do you think that emotional body will be charged in a positive way? I just got fucking happy thinking about it right now. I was about to damn tear up remembering that experience, man. Because I love those kids so much, especially in my fourth grade class. And it really helped me because of little things like I just described to you now. All of these things I will do in time. What? What things you gonna do in time? My deception to you was my fall from grace, my love. How can you still love me? Well, they can still love you because guess what? They've only held a space for you. It wasn't them. It was an avatar. I'm not there. That's what you heard me. But that doesn't mean that the door isn't open. So all of these things that they will do in time are understood these conversations that they're replaying. And what they understood is that they deceived you in all kind of ways. From the way of them showing that they hated you, to not showing how much they loved you, to hurting you when they didn't want to beating and belittling you and bewildering you, all of those negative things, they was just doing it to themselves because they couldn't do it for themselves. And the fact that you came in and you was like, It's easy." They hated you for it, but they hated themselves because they couldn't do it without you. Independent, strong person, masculine energy. Again, the masculine energy, I'm saying that because the feminine energy is distorted in this person. So they have that constant, I'm gonna love you forever energy inside of them. It's just single sided. I got 25 boxes of shoes, but I only got the right side. I only got the right shoe in each of these boxes. You need the left shoe to make a pair. And clearly, I don't know if you've been here long enough. I always use pairs of shoes as examples, even in the classroom, because you can just look at your feet and you can know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about. Being without you feels like hell. That's being without themselves. Okay. Look, it's a possession. That's again, if this person is holding on to something that is not you, that is this hatred. That is this hell. That is them hurting you, harming you in a karmic state. It's karmic for the simple fact that they are not attached to you. Maybe it's a cup like this. Maybe it's a thought. Maybe it's some physical body, but it ain't you. It's something else. And because of that, it turns into a possession, ownership, ego. That's the karma that they're going through. I left you before you could leave me. Self sabotage again. Oh, don't come around here. I'm strapped. Come around here if you want to. Fuck around and find out if you want to, just so they can turn around and want to fuck you. Maybe they get turned on at the fact that you listen, or maybe you keep fighting or something. Maybe they get turned on at the fact that you healing. But at the end of the day, whatever you did to them, they couldn't take it, so they left. And they probably fucked you up on their way out just because they wanted to make sure you didn't come back. And you did. You were always there. They didn't realize they were fighting a clone or the robot or the avatar or the ghost. That's just or the illusion. It's not you. It wasn't you. It was their projection of you as that masculine energy, or it was the projection of you and again of themselves as the feminine energy. That's it. It wasn't actually you yet. It was their imaginations, and then their imagination created the sequences that played out as the anxieties of their mind. But the imagination, the magic is just them perceiving. And the perception is just themselves as themselves. Again, if you see a good woman, that's because you got good feminine energy within you. If you see a good man, that's because that man is matching that good masculine energy within you. It's projections first before it is realities. Sometimes I wonder if you're better off without me, without the emotional pulls, without the waiting, without the harm and chaos and karma. Are you better without that shit? Most likely. I send you sexual energy, but you just transmute it into a healing energy. You send it right back. But then that puts them in stress because, again, how could you still love me, want me, and want to just nurture and care for me when all I do is just hurt you? Because I love you and I think you're fine. And I want to make you feel good and I want to make you feel great and pleasure. But I'm angry. I want to please you. I want to make you less angry. I can't do it for myself. So you might go fuck it out. That's just some energy though. That's not you addressing the emotion. They need you and your emotional body to heal their emotional body. It's not just the sex. Their emotional body is distorted right now. So they think that just sexual energy is just going to solve the problem. It's the emotional energy behind the sex, like I was describing with like the bastard children versus not just the one night stand kind of children versus the child who was planned and planned and prepped for out of love. I can't explain what I mean, and even if I would, I'm not sure you'll understand. The karma of them and their trauma, karma of them and their trauma, that's what we're talking about here. The karma and their trauma. Well, what about the karma and what about the trauma? Well, those are two different things of the same person. And so when they're talking to themselves, man or woman, when they're talking to themselves, they can't understand their own thoughts. So they projecting onto you that you won't be able to understand the same thoughts neither. That sucks because that's not you. That's them. Getting hot, boy. Separation is painful, but we are in a spiritual agreement. Our souls understand what must be done. Connect with me in the stars tonight. This person has to connect with themselves in order to connect back with you. But like I've said, you've never not held an open space. And because you've never not held an open space, you've always been on this spiritual connection, which means you can always connect with this person. But because your space has always been there, it's just becoming more and more vast. So this person gets lost in the sauce when they're trying to reach you and attach to you because there's so much they're looking for a specific thing, but they didn't realize that that place value has grown in spaces. Instead of having 101, I got 10001. That shit doesn't matter for many, but it matters when it's significant. Again, this is the math terms being applied, but this is a chemical principle. It's a principle that we use in chemistry. Chemistry is real. It's physical and non-physical too. Meaning you can see it versus you can happen when you can't see it. Always connected with you through distance, death, and life. We are one. They know it exactly. This they know everything I've been saying, but they were not able to practice it. They couldn't practice it like you were. Even though they're probably great in so many other areas, even though they probably help people in other areas, there's a reason why you're attracted to them, right? There's a reason why you want this person, you like this person, right? But they couldn't practice the things that you do well. And so they try to shame you for all the things that you don't do well, which is what they do well. But this one thing that they see is so everlasting, is so long term that they're starting to let these things go because they're realizing that they're just carrying a suitcase. They don't need that. Your silence is destroying me. That's the energetic signatures. Just don't, it's not you, it's the vastness again of the new you. It's the vastness because it's new, because it's vast. That means that they can't find you. It's like a little kid in the mall. The mall is huge, or the Walmart is huge, or the Target is huge relative to that little kid. But if that kid is always in there frequently, then they can become more familiar, right? But then if everything shifts and changes, the kid might go right back to their original state of being a child, small in a huge place. But you are the one who's managing the changes. You're the one who's organizing things around. It's you who's allowing the new changes to proliferate, the new spaces to change. So you aren't actually being silent. You're just moving in a different way that the child in them can't understand. It's because they don't understand the other side of them. Their pride and ego prevents themselves from connecting and unifying with themselves. Their pride and their ego forces that energy of the masculine and feminine to remain karmic within themselves. Even though they can project a balance out into the world, it's the internal world that is still in turmoil and duality. They have not unionized inside. I would drown in a pool of coins if I can spend it on a lifetime with you. That sounds good, but that's the problem right now they've been doing. That's a masculine thing. Go get the money. You need to take care of yourself, is what you need to tell them. Tell them to drown in a pool of coins to spend it with a lifetime of themselves. Then they can appreciate you more because they can appreciate what they're giving. Just like when you don't want to hear the fact that you are attracting what you are. It is the case. It is the case. But it's not always what you are, it's also what you do. I keep myself from you because I don't want to hurt you. I think I've done enough damage. S- So tell that person so. Stop being a punk. Let me help you. I know I tore you apart, but the way you put yourself back together is beautiful. I hurt this person so much and they go crazy. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. But so are you. Do you want me to hurt you and let you build yourself back up so you can see it? No. Just let me love you through your healing so you can see it. Because you can already see it through the hurt and the pain you caused me. So what are you going to do? Continue the same way just to see the same result? Or are you going to let this energy come in? We'll find out. Please stop doubting our connection. See. So this is what this person is saying to themselves. This person is doubting the connection with themselves. They don't feel whole enough. Again, they don't feel complete. They don't. This Emperor card has not came out, and the Empress came out a long ass time ago, just to be matched with the distorted feminine energy of the pride and ego. This feminine energy inside of this person is fucked up because they do not know how to accept what was so they can accept what is right now so they can move forward and accept what they want to create in the future. They don't know how to do it. And it's because they've been taught to not do it. They've been taught to not see it, to not appreciate it, know it, or grow it. But that's the problem. They've watched you do it, so they have a healthier example. So now they're afraid. Guess what? The fear The fear simply comes from the fact that they just don't know how to do it with themselves. So they don't believe that they can do it with you. So guess what? They doubt it. They doubt the learning lessons that they're seeing. Keep your focus on you and all shall come into place. Have I not been saying that this person needs to focus on reconciling that karma within themselves? Dropping the pride, dropping the ego so they can be okay, they can be proud, and they can be egotistical on the fact that they do connect. I'm proud of my husband. I'm proud of my wife. I'm proud of my relationship. I'm proud of my family. I would defend my relationship. I would defend my partner. I would defend. Make money, grow. The ego. Those things are needed. We need both the pride and the ego. It just needs to be not distorted. And to have cognitive distortion as an emotion, this person feels sad and that person feels sad. They feel sad for two different reasons, but what do these people feel, everybody? These two people feel what? Sadness. So because they feel sad, that's the energy, that's the it. But the energy, well, I'm sadder, that's the distortion. We're both sad. Why not make it both happy? Let's see. Your silence, what? They said my silence is a way of coping. But then they said they hate when you're silent. Again, they shut the fuck up on one side of themselves or they drown themselves out with work so that part of them can shut up and then they're quiet now. And then they're coping. They're coping with the quiet now. But they can't cope with your quiet because they're forcing themselves to cope through silence. So when you give them silence and you give them their means of coping, you give them their means of coping, but they can't handle it because your silence is vast. So guess what? They become distorted and they be frustrated and they become karmic. Would it be selfish for me to ask for you to wait? Our connection is so powerful. Union is too soon, can be destructive, but if we wait until we've grown, we will assist humanity. We are powerful. This person is trying to convince you that it's you too. This person is sitting here trying to tell you that you need some more healing too. You don't. You are already there doing it on your own. It's them that needs to reconcile with themselves. I don't know if you're gonna stick around for that shit or not, but you don't need to. You can always send them good love and happy vibes. You can always send them a nice fucking happy text message. Give them a happy call. But you can do that for the random coworker. You can also do that for the stranger on the street. So you're not going to see it as anything special. It's just you being a good, decent human being. But that might be everything that they need. But they can't even receive it because they probably don't even receive it from the strangers like they should. Or they probably think of it in a certain way that takes them to a prideful or egotistical state. We have to be okay with this person being not okay. I don't like being without you, but this is for your own good. Again, I'm hurting myself already. The only thing I can do is hurt people. I don't want you around me, so I don't hurt you. There's a reason this hasn't manifested. It's because of this person. Again, they haven't wanted to manifest. They're afraid. They're scary as fuck. Why? Because it's in a, first of all, they don't have what you have, so that's scary, right? Think of a basketball team. Forgot one team full of eighth graders who are all short, or one team full of eighth graders who are all tall. Again, the short people might be intimidated by the tall people. So, and guess in this case, this is the reason why it hasn't manifested. Why? Because they believe that the height matters, but you're both in eighth grade. You got to play the game to see. Might be a bunch of tall kids who are unathletic, whereas all of my short kids are some of the fastest, highest jumping, most skilled players I've ever seen. The idea is that when they see what you have and what you don't have, they compare it to themselves. They don't understand that that is the union of the self. This union of the self comes from the two different sides of yourself. The tall team versus the short team, the body or the physical versus the skills and the non-physical. Now they say, don't wait for me, my love. Stagnation delays our union. This person can't make up their mind. That's because, again, they keep projecting it out towards you when it's actually projecting it to themselves. They want you to wait, they don't want you to wait. They want you to wait, they don't want you to wait. They want you to hold space, they want you to talk. They want you to shut the fuck up, they want you to not shut the fuck up. This person don't have a clue. That's why they're constantly fighting within themselves. That's why they're constantly carrying these burdens. They don't know how to accept and let things flow. They can probably do it everywhere else, but they can't do it in the place that you can. So again, it creates envy within them, even though it should be replaced with love. I'm sure if you went and fuck this person and you help them see this, that, might help them view it, but it'll only help them view it for that session. So you got to help them understand it without sex. So then they can understand it better in the sex and they can be more involved and more in tuned because of the fact that they can be unified with themselves. Being without you has been so hard, but until I can give you what you deserve, I must stay away. That, again, projection. Sometimes you just need a person. Just hanging out is okay. So if you just hang out with this person, that might be more than enough for you. But they want to be catering to you. They want to be doing this. They want to be doing that. They want to do all of these extra things when all you need is just you being there. Can you just hold my hand? That's it. I don't need the flowers all the time. I don't need the activities all the time. I don't need the money all the time. I just need you. Stress is when the soul is screaming, but the flesh won't listen. Please don't mess this up for us. Do you think that's a thought that they tell themselves? Just stop it. Just stop hurting them. Just stop hurting her. Just stop doing this. Just stop that. You know it's not okay. Why are you fucking this up? Self sabotage. They're begging themselves not to mess it up. That's cool, but you got to accept that if you mess it up, then you can fix it. That's the accountability that they're lacking. That's why they can't heal. It's so easy to become mentally clouded with a love as strong as ours. Focus. That shows me that this person has not showed you or told you how much you actually influence them. They love you so much that you think about you all the time, on their mind, night and day. They just can't handle it. That's because they're trying to handle all the love you're giving them, plus all the fighting and distortion that they give themselves. And because they're fighting the distortions of the love of oneself while trying to get that distorted love out towards you and then receive the genuine, beautiful love from you, it is not mixing up in this person. So it clouds them. We call this a precipitate inside of chemistry. Got two things that are very similar, now I can create something brand new in a whole new state. Two liquids coming together to make a solid is what precipitates are. Most of them. This person is in deep thought. Again, trying to stay focused. Don't forget, I'm always with you in 5D. Illusion is separation, but separation is illusion. You already know that. They're starting to learn that you know that and they can learn it too. They probably taught you this after the first time they left or something, but you took it and ran with it and they didn't. They didn't practice what they preached. They put boundaries on those things. They said, all right, I'm gonna it's funny. I'm just thinking about the deep love reading that I posted. They put boundaries on the parts of them, okay, that they didn't want you to see, that they didn't want anybody to see, scattered them around like Horcruxes and Harry Potter kind of vibe. And then guess what? You had access to all of them because at the end of the day, you weren't in the box that they put themselves in. You held a space so you can watch them box themselves together. And then you watch them take the box over here and then take it to over there and then take it over there. You're like, why does motherfucker keep doing this? What the fuck is this person doing? Do they not, do they believe that they're hidden? Do they not think that I can see what they're doing? All of the sabotage attempts and then the hiding of the love over here? No, I can see that shit, but I didn't think you could. They thought their boundaries were strong enough, but you can't put a strong boundary up on 5D. It's just energy. The only way you can change and put a boundary on energy is to change the rate at which the energy is moving or the frequency on which the energy is available in the space. Life support. I'm getting two things with this, but I don't want to say it yet. I'm gonna say it. This person is the life support to that feminine distorted energy in themselves and then whoever it's connected to. So they just people are codependent on them, literally for everything. So they put a boundary up on you so you don't get entered into this codependent space. But in reality, you are the one giving them that lifeline too. So as people are taking from them, they are giving to them and they're not completely receiving and giving to themselves. So they're on life support. But when they meet with you in the 5D, and then your soul always knows exactly what to say, you become their life support. But again, is this unified? Does this anything here look unified? This person has their own heart, but it's severed, and they're trying to attach it to somebody else. Why? How come this person can't just clip those two things together? Why come they can't close their own circuit? Why do they got to attach to you? This is the idea of them not unionizing. This is the pride, and that's the ego. Masculine, feminine, positive, negative. Those two things needs to be one closed circuit. So many things remind me of you, the emperor, the masculine energy, the loving energy within. They got that good loving energy for themselves on the masculine side. Think this person can provide themselves with the things that they need: the gold, the jewelry, the food, the money, cars, the clothes, the trips, all of that could be provided. They can provide that shit to themselves. But when somebody else wants to do it for them, they hurt them, they destroy them, they unalive them energetically. Why? Because they're distorted. But you're their life support. Just the idea of all the things you can do for yourself and they can do for themselves, that brings them life. But what brings them healing are the things that they can't do and you can. And that probably makes them a little prideful too. Egotistical and hurtful. Wish I could have did it that way. I wish I knew that. I wish I had that. I wish I possessed that skill. Guess what? You do have your own skills. You do have similar skills, but if we were in union, you would see how close you were already to having the skills that I possess as well. So this shows me that you have created distance from this person, just like they've been creating distance from you. But your distance expands so you can include them. It's just making them a smaller, 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 smaller part, which makes them feel muted. And then it makes them feel untrustworthy. I can also say that this person has, just to be frank, the person already has feminine energies around them that is untrustworthy, which is causing them not to communicate or speak or take actions like they should because they think that they're going to hurt you or they think they're not ready or they think of all of these things. But yo, maybe it's the people around you. Maybe it's the distorted energy that are connected and on life support with you. Maybe it's all of the previous notions of who you are and who you used to be trying to convince you to sabotage and self sabotage the situation. So you try to be silent. But that doesn't, just because you don't think about it, doesn't mean the subconscious doesn't act on it. So we got to take in new points of views for the situation because you done all the healing. You are ready. You good. You got green eyes, bright heart, big smiles kind of vibe. Shadow work. Don't wait for me to make you happy. I will come when you found happiness within. When our physical union is close, God will reveal to me just who you are. So until then, I will remain asleep. This person has been, look, look, look. The feminine energy again has a weapon. This guy looks, the shadow looks like it's a bad thing, but guess what? The shadow for them is simply the masculine energy, this emperor energy, but it doesn't know how to work with this. It does, though. Look, the masculine energy knows what to do. It knows how to guide their own internal feminine energies. The feminine energy on the inside needs to drop the weapon, the real weapon. Don't drop your cheeks and start twerking. Drop this weapon. Again, that's the shadow work that they're doing. And they're telling themselves this: don't wait for me to make you happy. I will come when you found happiness within. That's what this person is waiting on. This is a message from you, them. I'm already supporting you. But look, Eyes are closed, sleeping, blind, don't know who's helping them, don't know what energy has guided them, don't know what masculine they need to choose. Let's take a look at this a little more complexly. This is almost a 90-degree angle. That's slightly above 90 degrees right here. It's about 103. But then over here, we got about slightly less than 90 degrees, acute angle and obtuse angle. The white to white is obtuse, the black to black is acute. Those two things work together. They have to work together, and that creates the right angle or the 90 degrees. That is what this person doesn't understand. You are this person's shadow work, but you don't know it. You're just their lover in your eyes, but they know it. They see it as karma, though. So they're trying to stay asleep. But every time you interact with them, it forces them to get up, dance, and move. Take a look at the bottom of the deck. Emotions, reflective emotions. Shadow isn't being reflected, but the feminine energy is. So you're helping this person reflect on their own feminine energies within themselves. So continue to make that space for yourself so they can continue to heal those internal parts of themselves. Bringing out the OG. This is the Thoth deck. Love this deck. This is the first tarot deck that I ever got. It's deep. So because we're so deep, we're going to go deep and get our final message. What's our final message for this person who is in the process of cultivating their feminine energy? Power in the devil. Power in the devil, power over the devil, power outside of the devil, power and control, power and disappointment. So they're starting to take control of their disappointments that they create with their own devilish energies. All right, last one. Some of these are in reverse, which I don't like. I think I just did that right now, but fuck it. That's our final message. Final message. Final messages are the eon, the art, and virtue. So this is the end of an era that has been brought on by temperance, and this is victory. This three of wands here is equivalent to the six of wands in the the regular tarot. The art or the trumps card is the temperance, but that is also the justice and scales. It's a combinatory aspect in here. All of these are deep cards. And so when you see one thing, you got to see two, three, and four things. Right? So this is justice, but it's also temperance. Same thing with this. This is the Wheel of Fortune, and it is also the World card called the Eon. So again, look at the layers. Look at the layers. So all the time that you guys have been doing for eons and eons and eons, this person has been trying to balance the inside and the outside, that ghost on the out and that small blue on the inside. And it's been going through portals and dimensions and universes, just tripping over stars, trying to fucking get back to you. But what they need to do is not race to you. They need to temper themselves, temper the creation, temper what is known as the beastly side versus the heavenly side. Look both directions. Be unified within yourself. Be that single person, that singularity. Be the cauldron that is being worked on. Be the cup being tempered. Be the water tempering the cups. So this here again, beautiful deck. dark, and deep. That doesn't mean evil. It just means hidden. Most people don't want to take the time. This person needs to take the time. They need to take the time to accept that you are the time frame that they need. And then virtue, Aries energy. This is a brand new spark, a brand new start, victory. So this person has an opportunity. I don't know if you're going to be open to what they want, but any opportunity received and given is a good start for them. So I wish you the best of luck on this. Support this person. Support this person in the best way you can. If you got to support it from a distance, do what you got to do. But don't close off your heart because they close off theirs. Don't close off your heart because they want to hurt you and harm you and think that they're not ready. When they are, they've been ready. I'm not your first teacher. You're not their first relationship. They know better. You got to probably talk some shit and then help them understand that this ain't third grade where you don't have to talk. This is fourth grade where you need to talk. So that was a good one, long one. So I appreciate you guys being here. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. See you next time. Peace.